Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial I will show you how to export your FBX file of your unturned weapon, as well as I will teach you how to set that FBX up in Unity, and finally I will teach you how to set up your gun uh, as well as your magazine and sight to work in the game Unturned. And so let's begin. First of all, you will want to obviously open up Blender like we do now, and now you want to open up your file where you contain your gun. So I will go there now. This is my model, open Blender file. Alright, so here I have my Blender model right here, and so now I'm ready to export it. And to do that, first of all you want to make sure that your gun is highlighted, and you want to make sure that it's highlighted by pressing A, or just simply right clicking on it, and then you press onto File, Export, and then there's the option FBX. So let's click on it. Now that you have pressed into this option, you see these settings here. You don't want to press XYFBX just yet. So there's only three things you want to change here. First of all, you have to change the version to FBX 6.1 ASCII. And now you want to tick selected objects. And finally you want to change scale to 100. Now that you have done that, you are ready to export the FBX. I won't be exporting because I already have it exported over here. The same procedure is for your custom magazine, assuming you have one, as well as the site. So now that you have exported your FBX, we can open up Unity, which I have over here. So I have set up my folder, so I've got my example folder right here, and this is where I will be importing my FBX file. So let me drag this into here. There's my FBX, and to simply import it you can do this by dragging your FBX into your desired folder in Unity. And there it is. It has also imported materials, which are default plain, but that will change. So just ignore materials. Left click onto model_0, which is your FBX right here. And there's a couple of things that you must change. First of all, you want to begin, actually let's grab that. You might by default be in the Services tab. Make sure you're in the Inspectors tab. So you click on model_0 FBX, and you want to change scale factor from 1 to 100, just like we did before. Now you want to leave all these settings as they are now, and you want to change normals from input to calculate. This will allow you to change the smoothing angle, which you want to change to 45. And finally, well, not really finally, you want to change the tangents to calculate, legacy, and split tangents. After you've done that, you want to tick off import materials, like I have just done now. And now you want to click apply. Now that you have pressed apply, you are ready to go into the next tab, which is rig. In rig you want to change the animation type from none to legacy, and generation to don't import. Then again press apply. Go into the animations tab to make sure that import animations is ticked. If it is, do not touch it. Now you have set up your model_FBX. So after that, you're one step closer to completing your gun. And next, the easiest way you can set up your gun in Unity is by doing the following. You want to head into your Unturned tab. You can find that by, let me just go back, your C drive, program files 86, Steam, Steam, yeah. Where are you? Steam apps, common, Unturned. Then you want to go into your bundles tab. Then you want to go into sources, examples, and you want to find the gun. Gun is right here. Double left click on it, like so, and then it says import Unity package in this separate window. Once this has popped up, this will basically import how Nelson has set up the Zubeknikov in Unity. And you can just simply press import. I already have it here, so I don't need to do it. And let me show you where you can find it. This is where it is. Example Zubeknikov. I just changed it to Zubek to keep it short. And you have the sound and animation. You want to ignore these 4 things and drag item into your tab over here. Once you have done this, you want to set the position of this item to 0 by simply clicking on the 3 axes and changing the number to 0. As you can see, the Zubeknikov is here right now, but don't worry, this will change. And you want to remove model_1 by just left clicking on it and pressing the delete key. And now you just want to change all of the axes on all of these items to 0. So I will do this now. Okay, now that this is done, you are pretty much ready to import your model instead of the Zubeknikov being here. So for you to simply do that, all you have to do is go into where you have your FBX and simply open up the this tab. So you have this. Make sure you are left click onto this tab and you want to drag model_0 into mesh. And so as you can see, I have my gun here. Okay. So here it is. And it looks a bit weird, but that's because I'm still using the Zubeknikov texture. And that brings us onto the next section, which is importing your texture. So for you to simply do that, all you have to do is go into wherever you have saved this texture, drag it into Unity, for example into where you have your FBX, and then next simply drag this texture over model_0, and as you can see, I now have my own custom texture. It shows it right here. Now that you have done this, you can begin setting up these childs, as they are called. Yep. And this is a fairly simple process. So you want to place these in the position that they would be in the game. So for example, this this would be somewhere around here. Tactical is your tactical slot, for example, the adaptive chambering or the tactical laser. So let me set that up right now. That should be correct. Actually, let me change the rotation to 0. There we go. The barrel is going to be over here. Oop. Magazine is going to be right here. Ejection is where the bullets or the casing will eject. For me it's right here. You want to have it just a bit off in the sky, and depending on your gun you may have to change the rotation of how it is. This rotation is actually the correct for my gun, but it could be different for your gun. So that's a simple fix by just changing the rotation. The icon, not for now. Let's go back into this, and this is where your grip will be. Now, if you don't want a grip on your gun, that's fine, but you still have to set this up. Yeah. So now that you have this here, you want to move onto icon, which is the last thing that we have missed out. This is basically how the gun will look in the inventory when you press tab or G. So for you to set this up, you have to press add component and you have to search camera. Now this is the camera, as you can see. On the camera you want to change a few things to fit the scene. You want to change the projection from perspective to orthographic, and then the size bar will show, and you want to change this to 0.4. Now let's move this back a bit, and now you can see my gun. Let me change this to so let me move this correctly so my gun is centered, like so. There we go. And once you have set up how you want your gun to be viewed, you have to remember that this is important, to remove the camera. You can do this by pressing the cog wheel or the gear just to the right next to the handbuck and pressing the remove component. This is very important for you to do, so make sure you don't forget it. So now you pretty much have your gun set up, but it's not over yet, so you want to save this somewhere. Preferably make a folder with all your guns, like I do here. I have all my gun models here, and let's drag this item. You can do this by simply, oh, I forgot, hold on, not yet, stop. You want to change a few things with the item by simply left clicking onto the item. You want to delete LOD1, and then you want to drag this bar till cold reaches 3%. Let me zoom in. Make sure that your renderers are showing your model. So let me remove it and then press add. Model underscore 0, double click it. There you go. You have to set up the box collider and the LOD group. For you to set this up, you simply have to do a small thing, and that's set up the box collider. You can do this by pressing the edit collider button. Now for this you want to set up set up everything as I'm doing now. This depends on the size of your gun, so do it so the proportions fit for your gun. A small notice for when you are making things for like weapons for Unturned, you want to make sure that the size is above 0.2. Anything below 0.2 isn't good at all. So just make sure that whatever you're making is at 0.2 or above. Now once you have done setting up your box collider, you want to just take this off and you want to press recalculate light map scale. Also, if the option is available for you to press this, press it, and then that's it. So now once you have done this, you just want to drag this into a separate folder. This isn't my FBX folder, my FBX folder is right here. So drag it into this folder, well, another folder, by simply left clicking and dragging. Here's my gun. So because Unturned is the way it is, well, there's only currently one animation available for you to have, and that's the Zubeknikov animation. Meaning that you can't have any other animation other than Zubeknikov. Unless you know somehow how to make animations. Then you can have your own custom animations made. Same thing goes to sounds. There's only currently one sound that you can have, and that's the Zubeknikov sound. But creating sounds is a topic for another time. I'll make a separate tutorial for that. And yeah, so far, well, currently we will just simply use the Zubeknikov animation and the sound. So for you to simply do that, you want to select by holding Control and left clicking these four things and drag them into your folder. Oh, I forgot, my bad. Well, okay, so highlight these again and then press Control D. This creates a duplication of these, and drag it back into the example Zubek, and make sure you change everything back to the normal name instead of having one on the end. There we go. Alright, and here's your gun, it's ready. Everything that you need is over here. However, with the sounds you want to do a small thing. For each of the sounds you want to disable force to mono. Press override for PC, Mac, and this, yes. And keep everything the same. However, bump up the quality to 100. And press, hold on, I just need to make sure, apply. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, decompress and load, so forget about that. So you want to press decompress and load and hit apply. You want to do this for the following two other sounds. So decompress and load, quality 100, and apply. There we go. And now, one of the final steps is for you to bundle this together into a Unity 3D file. Now, I'm not going to show you how to acquire the bundle tool. I assume you already have it. And now, click on the folder that you have your folders in. My bad, that's my phone. And you want to select the folder that everything is in. So I have everything in my examples folder. And now you want to press grab on your bundle tool and bundle example. Select where you want it. make sure that first time when, well, saving the bundle, you don't save it into where your gun will be. Just save it to like your desktop, for example. Wait for it to bundle the asset. And okay, I'm gonna put my phone on silent, hold on. There we go. Best tutorial ever. Okay, so there's my gun. And now you want to hold on. Yeah. Alright, so now you want to go into bundles, again in the Unturned folder, items, and then you want to find guns. Pick the gun that you find most suitable for whatever gun you have made. For example, for me, I would be the calling card, which is named card. And you want to create a copy of this folder by pressing Ctrl C or right clicking and pressing copy. And then you have to paste it by pressing Ctrl V, or you can press paste here. So here's my copy and name it, for example, or example, and change card.dat to asset. And now you have to set up a couple of things here. So let's open this up. Okay, so here you want to do a couple of things. You want to remove, first of all, line 1, like so. Here you can change the rarity of your gun. For example, you can have it on common or legendary, whatever you prefer. I will just keep on rare. Slot, if you want your gun to be primary, make it primary, it's all up to you. ID, I do recommend you select a big number, for example, something like this, 90,091, just to make sure that you're not using an ID that's already being used on the workshop. Now, once you have selected your ID, keep it whatever you want. You don't have to forget about this, because I don't know anything about this currently. Site and magazine, because we haven't set this up yet, let's just not touch it. Now, here is where you can choose if you want to have certain attachments. For example, if you don't want a tactical slot, so you can't have adaptive chambering, done, you don't have a tactical slot. So let me bring that back. Now, some of you may have hook grip depending on what weapon you copied from, but the calling card doesn't have it, so remove it. Ammo min and ammo max is what you select depending on the magazine that your weapon has. So for example, the typewriter, the gun that I have, it has a, well, okay, sure, let's have it. So it's 20, but the maximum ammo that I can have is 50. Safety and auto are the firing modes. If you want semi-automatic, I believe you just simply write semi. I'm unsure though. You can check by going into the Maple Strike asset. But yeah. Caliber 35. I have no idea what caliber is. I had someone try to explain to me what it is, but that didn't really work out. So maybe in the future, when I figure out what it is, I will update a video maybe on it. Range, as you know, you can select how far your gun shoots. So this 125, we can change it to 200 if we want to, or whatever number you wish. So I'll just keep it default. Fire rate, I believe, let me just make sure, I don't want to be wrong, not this. Let's find honey badger, for example. That just happens to be the same fire rate as the honey badger. Anyway, I think fire rate, the lower the number, the higher it is. I'm unsure though. Actually no, it's the higher the number, the higher the fire rate. Ignore me. This, I have no idea what it is. Action trigger. This is depending on what kind of weapon you have. For example, if you have a shotgun, this should be pump, I think, maybe. Okay. Now, this isn't really important at the moment. I'm not going to show you, but as you can see, this is where you can set up your weapon statistics like player damage and these things. Yeah. Durability, as you know, is at which kind of rate your gun degrades at. The lower the number, the slower the degrade rate. Just so you know. Spread aim and spread hip. I have never tried messing with this, so yeah, if you want to try figuring out how this works, feel free to do it, but I won't be doing that now. Here's your recoil settings that you can also mess with. Here is where you can set up what your gun drops once you scrap it. So, for example, repair, supplies 1, which means the first supply you need is ID 67, which is scrap metal, and you need 4. This is the amount. If I want, I can have this 6, so now it needs 6 scrap metal to be repaired. As well, it requires tool 76, which is a blowtorch, and level 1 repair skill. So it's pretty straightforward and understandable. Now this is what happens when you scrap your gun. So the supply is your weapon ID. This is just the ID for the calling card, and it outputs 2 things. So it gives you scrap metal with 3 scrap metal, as well as 61, which I have no idea what 61 is, and it gives 1 of 61. And that would be you setting up asset.dat, so we can save that once you have set it up. And now you want to open up, where's the example, there it is. Now you want to open up english.dat. This is the description for your weapon as well as the name, so the name you can call whatever you want, example, and then the description is, when you right click on it, it shows the weapon description, so you can name it whatever you want here. Carbine, let's just name it American. Machine gun, chambered in whatever ammunition you want to call it. So let's just call it example ammunition, and then you can save it, just like that. And that's you setting up your gun in Unity. The part 2 of this video is going to show you how to set up the final 2 things, being magazine and sight. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments, or in the description I will have a link to a Discord group which you can join, and you can find me and a bunch of other modders from Unturned, and you can ask away over there. And for now, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Alright, hey, this is just a quick edit because I somehow forgot the final step. So this final step, you have to drag your Unity 3D file into your asset and English file wherever you're going to store, just like that. And that's it. There you go.